Hey besties, this is my first time filming since I got back home, and today I'm calling UK home, but yeah, it's a home. So if you're watching this, I am now back in the UK and I am so excited to have this story time or little time to just gist with you all. It has been so long I've actually talked to you. If you noticed in my previous vlogs, it has not really been like a vlog in the typical manner of vlogs because I did not even have the time to create proper vlogs in Nigeria. I just ensured that I was creating lots of videos so I could put voiceovers, and I merged the vlogs into two. If you've not watched it, I'll be linking it up here. Now I'm going to be giving you a little chit chat of some things that I could not fit into those vlogs, and let's just talk about it and gist. Oh my god. My journey to Nigeria was a shock to so many people, and alongside the shock came various questions. What did I not hear? Ada, are you getting married? Are you sure you don't want to surprise us with your traditional wedding? Ada, what's going on? Or did you go home to relocate? Oh no, you can't relocate. How can you just leave everything and go home? And there were some people that felt, when did you leave Nigeria? They are coming back to Nigeria. What is going on? And if you know me, you would know that I love a little suspense. And I love it when people just make lots of assumptions about me, because if I don't share something, it's either because it is not happening or it is happening and I want to keep it private because a baby girl needs some privacy, and that's just that. Now, did I relocate? Absolutely not, because if I relocated, I will not be here. And actually, I can't even relocate to Nigeria because this is like a peak period of my career and my life goals. So yes, I am back. Someone asked if I was still studying in the University of Lincoln. Yes, I am. I'm still very much here. Now, amongst all of these, the group of people I found very interesting were people that felt like they had the right to tell me when to come home and when not to. I got statements like, people that left Nigeria will spend 7 years, 8 years before coming back. How long have you spent? And you're helping me calculate the time. Who are you? Literally, who are you? If I say I'm going to Nigeria, like, am I asking you for money? No. Did I ask you for anything? No. So what makes you think that you have that right to tell me, oh, don't come home by this time? Come home, calm down. I found it really ridiculous that someone would think they can have the right to tell an adult what to do about their life. Come on now, Chelsea. So besties, something else I even want to say is, I actually find it very surprising for people that actually stay here or stay in any Western country for years before visiting home. I find it quite shocking because for me, it's a different ball game. Like, I can understand if maybe you don't have any support system back home. Maybe you don't have a family in Nigeria, or the family you have are your extended family and you're not that close to them. So I can understand that. But I don't understand when you actually have a full family in Nigeria, then you would be in a Western country for years and years and years. 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. I don't know. What do you think, besties? Like, I can't relate. I can never relate. Like, I see some videos, maybe some TikTok videos, where someone would have been in UK for like 11 years. They are going back home. I don't see that as a flex. So I don't know if it is just me. I don't see that as a flex at all. Unless if, as I said, you don't really have a strong support network back at home, or you are illegal here. So you know that if you just mistakenly leave the UK or wherever country you are in, you can't go back, then that's different. But anything that is reaching 5 years, I can't relate. Like, I can't relate. But for some reason, that is like the norm, because people consider lots of things before they travel. They consider their finances, they consider the people back home. Maybe some people may consider village people, for those that believe in that, whatever that means. But that is absolutely not my cup of tea, and I cannot relate. For me, I don't need to stay in a country for 6 years, 7 years before I go back home. I don't even need to stay for 2 years. If I feel like it is time to go home, then it is time. And I don't need to explain my reasons for going home to anybody. I don't need to tell you whether it's a big thing that brought me home or it's a small thing. For me to be home, it is my thing, and that is valid. One thing about life is that you cannot dismiss the nosiness of some people, because you will still find that person that will be like, why did you come back home? Well, and I've said it clearly, 2 reasons. One is personal, the second is for my family. The personal reason is personal, and it is personal. Don't disturb me. Like people like gist. Oh my god. And it's not like they'll do anything with the gist too. They just want to hear gist. I don't know why. If I'm not giving you my gist, you'll not rest. You'll rest now. So another group of people that I found funny also, well, a group of people that were helping me calculate my money. Someone said, as you've come back, flight is like 1 million naira. In short, I know you have spent more than 1 million naira to come home. That means you have money. That means, hey. Did I told you? Did I told you that I have money? Hey, amen. Oh, I have money. Amen. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Once you make assumptions about me, I actually let you keep assuming. Like whatever you think, so far it's not harming anybody. I really don't mind, and that's just that. Now, besties, let me tell you some interesting things that happened in Nigeria that I found worthy of note. Number one, the way people in diaspora are treated is quite different from how people in Nigeria are treated. It's just the way when a white person comes to Nigeria as a professional, they give the person the word expatriate. Whereas Nigerian with the same qualification is not even that valued by Nigerians. It's so funny and ridiculous. I needed to do some things at the bank, and I've been trying to do it from the UK. They just told me that, you know what, get this, get that, and we'll do it for you. But because I was already in Nigeria, I just felt, you know what, just enter the bank and get it done. By the way, the banking system in Nigeria right now, I don't even know how, like, people are really trying. I was at the bank from 8 a.m. and I left there by 2:30. And even when I was complaining because of the queue, and in fact, I had to collect number. When I was complaining, people like my folks, my family members, were telling me that I even came at the right time. That some months ago, of course, I saw that in the media, but experiencing it, they were like, some months ago, it's even worse. People would wake up by 5 a.m. just to collect number, and some will still not even end up doing the transactions at the bank. So, besties, I was at the bank doing a particular transaction. After I had waited and it reached my turn, they said they could not do it because there was no network at the bank. And I'm like, After waiting, they now said I should come back the next day. Then I just told them, see, I am traveling. I cannot come back the next day. It's either we do it now or we do it now. Like, I need this done ASAP. And they were like, there's really nothing they can do, blah, 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 blah. Then I said, okay, now I want to see the manager, please. Then they took me to the manager. Now, after I talked to the manager, guess what I realized? The same transaction that I needed to do in Nigeria, the manager said, go back to the UK and just do it online in the UK. So, let me explain it again. I wanted to do a particular change of something, and for a Nigerian in Nigeria that wants to do it, you have lots of processes. You would even thumbprint, you will do this, you will do that. But a Nigerian in diaspora, like, it's just a particular document you need and they will get it done for you with no stress. So she was like, if you live in the UK, why are you stressing yourself? Go, Joe. When you get to the UK, send us an email and we'll do it for you. See, double standard. So now I'm in the UK. I send them the email and they've done it for me. But I just feel like, see, if you can reduce the stress that Nigerians in Nigeria go through, why not do that? Why can't you make it easier? I feel like there are some processes that Nigerians subject Nigerians to that can actually be circumvented. Like, do you need to keep someone on the queue for hours only for you to say your thumb printing machine is not working? Why is a thumb printing machine in a bank not even working? Like, so what are you people doing? Like, what? Literally, what are you doing? So that's one. Secondly, oh, by the way, this gist is going to be very random and scattered because it's just me pouring out all my thoughts that I could not pour out. Now, secondly, oh besties, I don't know if it's secondly or thirdly or fourthly or seventhly. See my new hair. It is so long. I don't know if you can. I don't want to stand up. It is so long and beautiful. And oh my god, you won't believe that I can't even mention the amount I used to make this hair. I am so ashamed about the amount. Like, when the hairstylist called the amount, I calculated it in pounds. If I had never respected my hairstylist in Nigeria, after coming to the UK, respect ma, because this hair was so cheap that on a normal day, like before, when they would call price for me, I would even try to like argue the price. But the price the hairstylist called felt like I was cheating her, because when I was converting her, after paying her, I had to add more because now I know how much I would make this hair for in the UK. And of course, I know I keep saying when you're in the UK, don't convert currencies. But I could not just help but convert currencies when I was in Nigeria, because most artisans are really trying. And I think being in the UK and going back home has actually made me feel some sort of compassion and warmth for a lot of people in Nigeria. Hustle is real. People are literally working day in, day out. I'm not saying in the UK the hustle is not real, because it's even real. It's just that in the UK, when you work, you will see results, you will see workings. Like, if I am broke right now, I can decide to work so far I have the time, and I know that in the next week I'm getting my salary. But in Nigeria, some people would work, and you realize that it's not even about hard work paying, because it's not even the hardest worker that is even the richest. So it just gave me some form of like compassion, like people are trying, and the cost of living, like things are so expensive. You know, it's different when people are telling you things are expensive. Nigeria is now hard, or things are expensive, than experiencing it. Small tissue paper, how much? Like, everything is just expensive. I can't even compare the cost of things when I left to now. Like, it was ridiculous. And I kept thinking about people that earn very little salary. Like, how are they coping? And people are just coping. And it's amazing, because how are people coping? People are really trying. Like, I feel like Nigerians in Nigeria are really trying. It is not easy at all. Well, Nigerians everywhere are trying. And this is not to like diminish anybody's hustle or anybody's level of trying, but I feel like the economy of Nigeria is not giving lots of room for people to even grow. And that's the reason why people are just jackbarring everywhere. You see left, right and center. Everybody's going. UK, Canada, Australia, US. Like, our country is just, people are leaving because it is crazy. However, there are some people that cannot leave. And there are some people that don't even want to leave, because I know people that come rain, come sunshine, they are in Nigeria forever. Like someone like me, I really love Nigeria. Like, I love the country. I love the vibes. I love the fact that that communal living is there. If you've been in the UK and most of these Western worlds, you would notice that individualism is very high. That selfish, self-centered, my own character is just rampant. And of course, there are advantages of that. However, it is too much. But in Nigeria, there is that communal living. You are not going to be dying in silence, because, of course, people still die in silence. But you have a higher chance of having a support system. And I think that's really beautiful. One other thing I want to talk about in Nigeria is Uber. Like, no, sorry, Bolt. What is going on? Like, your drivers are just, I don't understand. Well, let me not say all the drivers, because When I was there, I had like few experiences with night drivers, but that is in the minority. First off, this idea of them telling you to go offline is really ridiculous. The first day I was to leave my parents' house to go somewhere, I booked a taxi, boat, and the person was like, you have to go offline. And immediately I was like, no, I'm not going offline, because for me, I'm thinking of my security. Like, please. When you go on an offline trip, if anything happens, like, nobody can even get where you are. Like, you've just gone. And that scared me. However, I realized that that's the norm. Like, when they say you should go offline, you just have to go offline, because if you don't go offline, no problem. But how many drivers would you get that would want to go online? I remember actually insisting on not going offline, and most of the drivers would just cancel my trip. And I would just be waiting. Oh, and I found it very ridiculous. Like, why do you want to go offline? They would now say because they don't want to pay both. Like, they don't want both to take their percentage because the percentage is too much. And I feel that's like stealing low key, because the platform both gave you the customer, me, and now you don't want to pay them the percentage because you want to take it all for yourself. And you're not thinking about the fact that I, the customer, don't know you, and I am being cautious. But there are some trips I had to go offline with because I just didn't even have the time, and I would have just missed some of my appointments, and that was that. So besties, if you're in Nigeria, please, what is the situation, or what do you think about this whole boat issue? Because that's something I found very ridiculous. And something else is the rudeness of their drivers. Of course, that's not even news, because before leaving Nigeria, I've had like some episodes with them, and it's still increasing. Like, the one I found very annoying was entering a car and the driver was making calls. Like, from the beginning of the trip, I just entered the car, I even greeted him, not even answer, because he was talking on phone. After some time, I'm telling you, please, I'm not finding it comfortable, you being on phone and driving, and you give me attitude. Like, I had that experience like twice. Once I've told you in a polite way what I am not comfortable with, if you choose to act insolent, like, that is fine, just do what you want to do. Then when we are done, I will do what I want to do. That's it. Ironically, most of those trips ended up like apologizing. So that's just that with both drivers. Finally, I'll be talking about two different things, but I will not talk about it in this video. I'll talk about it in my next videos. Number one, I'll be giving a review on the airline I used, which is Royal Air Maroc, and also I'll be giving another travel gist on some things that people actually don't consider when they've heard that somebody has jackpot. So that's it, besties, with my chit chat. If you have opinions about anything I've said, I would like to hear them in the comment section, and I'm going to see you in my next one. I have linked a playlist of vlogs, so in case you've missed any of my vlogs, just click on it and get updated. Bye guys.